What's up guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to come to you with a get ready with me. Today we are going to do a look using the Urban Decay Full Spectrum palette. I know in my last Dazzled or Disappointed I mentioned I was pretty darn disappointed with this palette, and I am. But the look I had on or in that video and a couple of others got a whole lot of comments, and so I think there are people interested in seeing the look I did with this palette, so that's what we're gonna do today. It's not by any means a bad palette, it's just highly disappointing to me because I had such high hopes for the bright colors. They didn't perform like I wanted them to, but it doesn't mean you can't create nice looks with this. So we're gonna go ahead and do that today. I have already applied my foundation, applied a little bit of mascara because we had church this morning, and so I didn't want to go with nothing on my eyes, and so I applied just a tiny bit of mascara so that it'd be easy enough to work with when I did this tutorial, and that way I didn't scare anybody, you know, when I went to church. So let's go ahead and get started. So like I said, face is pretty much done, brows are done, we can jump right into the eyes. And I'm going to be using a primer potion by Urban Decay, and then we will jump right into the shadows. As I mentioned in that Dazzled or Disappointed, I do like to go in with NYX Milk Jumbo Eye Pencil before I apply these shades, because the white just really gives it a better canvas to pop as opposed to just my skin tone. So I'm going to apply a little bit of that to each lid and blend it out. Okay, when I did the look before, I only used 2 shades out of this palette. I really did not even use a transition color. So what I am going to do today is I'm going to probably smoke it out a little bit more because we have date night tonight. And so I am going to be going in with the shade, the colors I'm going to be using are Mean, which is this chartreuse color, the color Metamorphosis, which is this sky blue, and then once we do that, we'll decide what color we want to deepen it up with. Okay, so for blending that shade Metamorphosis, I did use, or I am going to use again, the little dual-ended brush that came with the palette. And we're actually going to use this shade in lieu of a transition shade. So this is actually going to be your crease color. Just start picking it up, and then just, you can pack on more color as you go. You don't want to start with a whole lot, because then if you're not happy with the results, it's harder to get it to go away. And so start off small and then build up. Once you have the crease color to the desired, I guess, shade that you want as far as it being, you know, light or a little bit darker, I applied 2 or 3 times to layer it up to the desired tone that I wanted it. So once you've done that, go ahead and grab a flat shader brush. Any flat shader brush will do. This is a Sonia Kashuk flat shader brush. It is so old that even like the imprint from the little handle has worn off, but anything will do. Just grab something like that, and then we're going to pick up that shade Mean, which is that chartreuse color that I talked about a few seconds ago. It's right there. This one you can pick up as much as you want, even first go around. I find that these on the lid are a little bit harder to build up, and so the more you put on there, the less you'll have to go in and pack it on. Besides, I like the lid color to really pop and stand out, so a lot of color for me is perfect. So if that's out of your comfort range, then don't worry about it. Pick up a little bit less. So I picked up quite a bit right there, and I'm going to go ahead and start packing that on the lid. Okay, I've gotten pretty much the desired look on the lid, as much pigment as I wanted to put on there. Like I said, the last go around I didn't really smoke it out. I am going to, because we've got date night. We're going to the zoo tonight. They've decked the zoo out for Christmas, and so that is going to be date night for tonight. So I kind of want to make it a little more date night appropriate, and so I do want to smoke it out. I am going to get a shader brush. This is the MAC 217. I'm not a shader brush, I'm sorry, a blending brush. Any blending brush will do. In fact, if you want to use the same one that came in the palette, just make sure that you kick off any pigment that's still on that brush. But you can use that as well. So let's take a look. Okay, since this is kind of in the blue-green, it is in the blue-green color range or color scheme, I'm going to stick with that. And I'm going to go in with the dark blue. In the first row, it's called Minx. It's right there. And it is a dark blue with, it looks to have kind of like shimmer. A lot of times I find that once you put this on your brush and pack it on your eye, there's no shimmer. Shimmer's gone. But, you know, I look at these in the pan and I'm like, liars, because it's so pretty with the sparkle in the pan. Then you put it on your lid and it's like gone. A lot of times it means you just have to really pack it on or use a glitter glue, but who's going to do all that when you're trying to smoke out a look? So let's go ahead and apply this to the outer portion of the lid. So I'm going to take this like to the V of the lid, the outer V, up in my crease like this. Kind of that V corner, that, you know, where the V will meet, the two sticks will meet. Take it down this way. And there we go. I love this look for the reason being, there's a whole lot of times that I will try to only use about 3 or 4, at most 4 eyeshadow shades, just because a lot of times I'm trying to get a really nice, glamorous look, but in a hurry. And so many times, I know I'll watch tutorials and the look comes out so beautiful, but sometimes it's using like 6 or 7 shades, and sometimes like I don't have time for that. So I'll try to make it work with 2 or 3 shades, at most 4, and usually I can get a pretty good result. So in this case, we're using 3 and we're gonna be done. All right, so we're gonna smoke out the bottom portion a little bit of the lid, or of the eye, with that same Minx color. I'm trying to think if I wanna go lime green on the bottom too. I don't think I do. Okay, so grab a little bit of Minx on like a square brush like that, kind of like a liner brush. Tap off any excess, because if not, you'll end up with a lot down there and it's hard to really like blend it out. At least it is for me. And just go ahead and apply it to the outer lower lash line. Okay guys, your work with the palette is done. You can put that to the side and then go ahead and take liner. I usually like to wing out my liner, and I usually use the Tartist, I think it's like it's not the clay pot liner. Anyways, it's the Tartist that comes in the little squeezy tube with the little spoon-like, you know, top. But since I'm not going to wing out my liner, I'm actually just going to use the Kat Von D ink liner in Trooper. I try to use these when I'm not, you know, it makes it a little bit quicker when I'm not going to use the other. Just go ahead and line your eyelid. Let's move on. So what I'm going to use for glitter liner is the Urban Decay Heavy Metal Glitter Liner. These things are so bomb. They're so amazing. This is in the color Amp. I hope you can see that. And I'm going to tell you a little secret on what I do with these. So they come with a little black stopper on the inside, and I find that that doesn't allow as much product to come out as I would like. And so I had read that if you pull out the little black stopper, you get so much more product. And that's totally true. So you can see there's nothing holding back from this wand being totally covered in glitter. It makes it so much easier, so much quicker, and then it makes it better for when you want to, if you want to pack this on your lid, just pull the wand out, grab the flat shader brush, wipe some off, and then pack it on your lid. It's just so much better, and these are amazing. I've had nothing but good experiences with them. You're gonna line your lid not over the entire black eyeliner, maybe from halfway up, so that that liner is still there, because you are going to apply false lashes. So let's go ahead and apply that. Re-dip as needed. Put as much glitter on there as you want. If you hear somebody talking in the background, my room faces, so I'm facing a window and it faces the driveway. And so my husband is outside on the phone, and I love to tease him because I tell him he does not have an inside voice. And so, you know, it's just kind of, you know, it's just, he doesn't. It's not soft or loud, it's usually just loud. So I can hear him talking. If you can hear him talking, that's what that is. All right, so we're done with the glitter liner. Let me show you what it should look like, and then we can keep moving. So that's what that's gonna look like right there. Okay, so you've got enough room to go ahead and apply false lashes. Now, I already applied mascara. I think I might apply a little bit more. Okay, I've already applied mascara. I'm gonna apply just a tiny bit more because I didn't apply a whole lot this morning, and I don't usually apply a lot if I'm gonna wear false lashes, but I need a little bit more than what I've got on there. And I just got mascara on my eyelid. Ugh. That is like one of the most frustrating things to me about applying makeup, is when you put mascara on, and sometimes if you have a careless moment, then you just get it all over your, you're so, you know, when you're so meticulous about getting your eye look right, and then you're like, oh, I just messed it up. Okay, let's go ahead and get some glue on these lashes, and that way we can pop those right on. For reference, I have been using the Duo brush-on adhesive with vitamins, and it comes with the wand. I previously was not really excited about Duo because that little tube, just, I don't like how it smells. I don't like how much comes out when you try to squeeze it out, and then it takes forever to get tacky. This takes a few seconds, I would say 10 to 20 seconds, and it gets so incredibly tacky that I can pop it on the middle and like it stays there and allows me to just place it and go. It's so quick. So I got this at the grocery store for like $5. It's totally worth it if you are in the market for a new lash glue. All right, guys, lashes are on. Let's move on. I just have a little bit of blush and highlight to go. So today for highlight, I am actually going to use the new MAC Double Gleam Extra Dimension Skinfinish. And this is one of the lightest, one of the two lightest in that set of 4 highlighters that they just released. And I have not used it wet before. I'm gonna try it wet today, see how it intensifies. Okay, so what I usually do when I'm going to apply highlight wet or even eyeshadow is that I pick up the product on my brush, and then I grab my spray, and I spray my brush with a couple of sprays, and then once the brush is kind of damp, I go back in if I want more. I'm out of MAC Fix Plus, so today I'm going to be using the Mario Badescu facial spray with aloe, herbs, and rose water. It smells like roses. It's so nice. Last but not least, well, next to last but not least, we've got blush. I am going to use the NARS Sarah Moon Blush Palette. And I am going to actually go in with a lighter shade because since there's already a lot of bright color on my lids, I really don't want to go in with a bright cheek color, then it's just too much. So I'm going to be using this shade right here. It's the second one in the palette, and it is called Myth. And it's a very, very, very light peachy shade. It probably, there will be hardly any pigmentation, just enough for like a nice flush. I think I had a little bit of excess from yesterday. So that's one thing you always want to remember is your blush brush will retain product from your previous application. And so you always want to remember to, if you're not wanting any product from the prior day or prior applications to go in mixed with your blush that you're applying, you kind of really want to make sure that you dust it off and that there's nothing left on there. Now, for lips, because my eyes look very springy, kind of fresh spring colors, I want to offset it with a more fall type lip. And so I am going to go in with MAC Lightly Charred. It's a matte color. I hope you can see that. And it is a very light gray. This is what it looks like. And so we're going to use this to offset the eyes and sort of make it a little fall appropriate. Okay, and the look is done. So I'm sorry if this is the lips are a little more extreme for some of y'all. I do like to wear those fun extreme colors when I don't have to go to work. I know they're not work appropriate, but they are fun and going out and date night appropriate. My husband hasn't seen it yet, so he might look at me a little funny. He is not super crazy about these fun colors that I like to wear. But anyways, so this is the finished look. Again, if you're not comfortable with this, go with a neutral lip. It will look just as nice. It will look really, really pretty, really soft, really feminine. And so there is that option as well. Before I let you go, let me give you the verse of the day. And it comes from Luke 1:37, and it says, "For no word from God will ever fail." That's so encouraging. I love it. I hope it encourages you too. I hope you enjoyed this get ready with me for my date night tonight. And I will be back very, very soon with more videos. Thank you again for watching. Hit like if you enjoyed this video and you want to see more get ready with me, more tutorials, that type of thing. And if you have not already subscribed, I hope you will consider doing so. And this way you're notified of any future videos that I do post to YouTube. If you're looking to follow me on Instagram, you can look for me at Michelle's Glamour. I would love to have you follow me there as well. I hope you guys have a good rest of your day. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.